Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Curiosity Box, and in this video I'm doing the female autism checklist. This is also known as the Females with Asperger's Syndrome Unofficial Checklist. This is written by Samantha Craft, and it says this is an unofficial checklist created by an adult female with Asperger's Syndrome (AS) who has a son with Asperger's Syndrome. She is also the author of Everyday Asperger's, and I shall put a link in the description so you can read the page that this checklist is on. The checklist is in a few different sections, but I'm going to do a video for each section so I can expand on my answers. So there is some information about suggested use, but I'm going to give you the link so you can look at that yourselves and work it out for yourselves. So section A, which is the subject of this video, is deep thinkers. 1. A deep thinker. And yes, I've always been a deep thinker. It's just how do you say a deep thinker? How do you expand on deep thinking? Because it's all like always going on in my brain, and that's why I dissociate a lot. I dissociate a lot, especially routine things, because I just keep wandering off in my head to go and do things that look at things and think about things that are way more interesting, which is why I spend ages in the shower, because apart from my show tunes, this is what my webcomic is about this week, apart from my show tunes which I sing and my improv, which is all about badgers, especially Sylvania Family's badgers, there is other stuff that I think about in the shower, and then it takes me ages to have a shower. And then there's a person in my head that always has the bad thoughts, and I tell them to shut up because they'll latch onto a bad thought and start making a picture of it. In my deep thinking is visual, and so pretty much my whole brain is visual thinking, and it's always googling different images and connecting images to different images. And I do fancy an intellectual man. Philip Reever's gorgeous. He's like this author and he's amazing. So yes, point 1, a deep thinker. I think about space a lot. Well, not a lot. I try not to think about space. But when Tim Peake was up in the sky, it was like, it felt good because I was on Earth and then Tim Peake was like the protector in the sky. But now he's back down to Earth, and so as I was saying before, I had to just adjust my camera. Even though Tim Peake's down on the ground now, I have to get used to the fact that there are other people protectors in the sky, and they don't always have to be British guys. Even though it was easier with Tim Peake because I related to him a lot more, and obviously we have Twitter now. So, and I was a kid when Helen Sharman was in the sky. So. And we didn't have Twitter, so I didn't really feel connected to that. And I guess that's why most of my life I haven't really noticed what else is going on with other people, because I've been too thinky about my own world, especially at the time when a lot of this is in my webcomic, especially the time when my mum and my brother were looking all around the house looking for me, and I was sat looking at one of my teddies, which was Koala Teddy, and I was looking in his eyes, and I was like, and I was trying to look for a soul in my koala teddy, and they thought I sort of just like died holding my teddy. And there's like, and Johnny's like, "Is she dead?" I was like, "No." And I could hear though, I was just zoomed onto my teddy looking for a soul. And in my bedroom, I get a lot of nightmares about my childhood home because there is a lot. The nightmare is this, like when you went through the back door. I might make it in Lego so I can give you a tour and tell you all about it. But when you get go in the back door, there's like it in my nightmare is scary, and that's where the scary monster is. And then around the front is they're hiding from the complete strangers coming up to the house and being horrible. So a lot of my nightmares about my childhood home is about hiding. More hiding. That's what my nephew says. And my childhood home has big windows in my dream, and it's about space and planets. So I don't like to think about space too much because I can't pull it back and condense it back into being on Earth. So I think I've answered question 1 quite succinctly. Not question. Number 2, the statements more than questions. Number 2, a prolific writer drawn to poetry. Now, I am drawn to poetry when I write. I do find it a lot easier to write poetry than I do write in writing standard writing. But most of the time I am prolific as more of a prolific artist because I find it easier to create the things in visual images because that's how I think in visual images. And I was trying to tot up how many individual pieces of artwork I have on my blog. So I did a 365 project, so that's 365 pieces. And some of those were poetry and some were visual pictures, mostly visual, but some poetry. And then, oh, what was the other section? That was a few hundred. Oh yeah, 76 webcomic issues, add that on. I can't do maths, by the way. Add on some the portraits, add on some of the paintings. I did advent calendar, so add on however 25. So a few. I don't know if I'm on to 1,000. I think I am on to over 1,000 posts, but I don't know how much of that is individual artwork. So I am very prolific with my art. But yeah, it is a lot easier to write poetry, and I'm quite proud of some poems that I wrote about Doctor Who. They're good. And when I do write poetry sometimes, I do stream of consciousness stuff, which is what my first book was. And oh my god, a YouTuber done a book. Yeah, I did a book. I changed the title, and I don't know where my file is where I typed it in because it was on my old computer that it's all typed into, and my old computer sort of broke a bit, and that's all on my old computer. But I have got a big folder with it, or with it typed up. But it's called Rictus, and the cover is a man in a tie because I decided I was going to change the cover and the title because I thought it'd sell more because I'm having trouble selling that book. It's from a few years ago and it's only on ebook, on Kindle, on Amazon. But yeah, and that is stream of consciousness poetry, and it's just random stuff. So it's called Rictus, and the cover is a man with a tie, and it's like I think the subheading is something about poem, autism poem. something. So yeah, I did that. Um, so yeah, I am prolific when I create stuff. Highly intelligent, and there's an asterisk next to that one. So is there any linking to the asterisk at all? Okay, so just says highly intelligent and there's asterisk. So, well, I don't know. I'm rubbish at maths, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's highly and it's intelligence. It's just the fact that I have lots of images in my head that constantly connect up together, and that gives me the answer to things. So, like, oh, I've forgotten what I've not Jenga. There's a game that we play, Linky. I'm good at Linky because as soon as somebody starts to read a sentence, I get the images start connecting in my head, and then I get the answers pretty quickly. So, and all my family always want me, because we have an extended family, a big family, when we all get together. And my family always want me to be on their quiz team, and I always, but my favourite things are picture quizzes, which my auntie specialises in making, and I always like to do like give me the sheet first so I can fill in everybody I know, and then there's like about 2 or 3 left that I don't know that somebody else gets to do. But I hug picture quizzes because I know I can do pictures. I hope I don't come across as like really cocky or bragging. I'm just trying to do the checklist. 4. Sees things at multiple levels, including her own thinking processes. I guess I do. It is hard for me to understand myself in the moment, but when I look back a few years later, I start to think about what I was thinking back then and why I was thinking that and how those thought processes have changed in contemporary time. So yes, multi-story car park. So yeah, like I guess so. Like you see all the levels of a multi-story car park, not just the level you're on, I think. Analyzes existence, the meaning of life, and everything continually, and this gives me existential crisis. Because I try to stay grounded, but I do sometimes get existential crisis where I think about space and then it really expands, and then I get like an anxiety thing inside. But yeah, analyze everything continually. Number 6. Serious and matter of fact in nature. I wouldn't say that I guess, sorry. I wouldn't say I'm serious. I'm more of the comedian type. As in, if I'm confident, I'll just take the piss and then get told, no, don't say that's inappropriate. No, that's not nice to say that. And say, oh, I'm having a laugh, yeah, but they don't do that. So sometimes I get told off for taking the piss. Matter of fact, I don't really understand that. I guess that I just serious and matter of fact in nature. Like, because we got an extended family, there's a lot of machinations and things about, oh, that person said this, that person said that, that person can't know that person said that, and it's like, like, say if somebody said, oh, like somebody says, oh, that person's like so annoying, but I just say, oh, just call them a twat then. It's like, I don't really understand number 6. Serious and matter of fact, I don't really know how to explain that. 7, doesn't take things for granted. I try not to, but sometimes I do. But I do get really excited about stuff. So I guess that is about appreciating things. Like some people that say they had like I don't really understand that one. Doesn't simplify. Doesn't simplify. Doesn't simplify stuff. I don't really understand that one either. This section is not, I'm not very good at talking about this section, is I? Everything is complex. It can be, yeah. I don't really know how to answer these. Number 10. Often gets lost in own thoughts and checks out. Yes, all the time. A couple of times when I was with my boyfriend, I guess, gentleman friend, a couple of years ago when we first started like meeting up, I'd be eating my food and I'd just be gone, just completely gone until he nudged me, said hello, and on our first date, we watched Inception and I kept falling asleep. I was like, yeah, because this is ironic. So, yeah, yeah, cause bathroom stuff and taking my antidepressant and making coffee. That's the 3 times every day when I zone out. Doesn't take things for granted. I guess you'd have to look at my other videos to see whether you'd answered that. So, what I'm doing with this is I'm going to do one section at a time, then put it up, because I don't want to rush through it. And then you can tell me if you want me to explain anything a bit better, or have suggestions for what some of the things mean and how I can explain it, because it's quite difficult. And then maybe I could get my parents to say it, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So yeah, the other sections look a bit easier for me to pick out things that I could talk about because they're a bit bigger. But this is really interesting. I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you're enjoying it and finding it useful too. So that's all for now on the checklist, but come back soon because the next section that I will be covering is called Innocent. So it's really fun. So thank you, Samantha Craft, for this really useful checklist and for giving me the video idea. I hope you have enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.